in the bottom of the first, and Ashley will be up first. Tony's Pub, a stalwart, as we mentioned, of this event, the Celebrate Life through softball. And that's going to be a 2-1 count, as taking the hill is Laura for Villandry. Evening game here, twilight, 6:30 start, as a line shot. Oh, a nice little scoop there by the right center fielder. That is, let's see, on our roster, 4-4, Carey. Beautiful play there by Carey. And we've got one out as Alicia will bat for Tony's. And she lines out to second there as Kelsey will make the play. And right away, 2 quick outs for Tony's Pub, and Villandry is got to be feeling good about that. And that is smoke to right center, and a beautiful play at the wall by Villandry's. That would be Kristen. Outstanding and sensational play at the wall, robbing a home run from Katie B. And at the end of 1, our score here at Harry Ball Field is Villandry 1, Tony's Pub 0. You are watching Sports A to Z, where we cover sports positively. Okay, so top of the second here, and Villandry will bat Lindsay. Lines 1 to center field, and again, there is Katie B all over it. Katie B has been all over the place on defense early on. She had a tremendous put out, threw out a runner at second base. And here is the first play for Lauren, and she executes a fine 6-3 put out. So, just like that, 2 outs in the inning for Villandry's, and Tony's Pub kind of flexes their muscles now as a big pop fly is not able to be handled, kind of muffed there by the second baseman, and that will be Laura, who will make it to first on the air. Here is Lindsay. And that'll go 5-4. And at the end of 1.5, our score is Villandry 1, Tony's Pub 0. As Tony's Pub will bat in the bottom half of the second inning, it will be Kara, Sam P, and Pina. As Kara gets a little bingle to left field, and I have lost my pen. Unbelievable. There it is, my lovely assistant, the very talented CEO of my family and SportsAtoZ, Adriana Zwick with another assist as Kara gets a base hit to left to start things off, so nobody out. And here's Sam P. He's been doing the pitching duties for Tony's Pub in this championship game. It's been a 3-day. Oh, this ball is smoked in a beautiful play in the right field there by Janelle, who was able to corral that ball that was positively just blistered to right field. And that'll be the first out of the inning as Pina will get a chance to take a cut. And there's a fly ball deep to right center field and gone! A home run for Pina. Bing, bang, boom. And Tony's Pub, just like that, takes the lead 2-0. WOW. Pina stepped into that one and just smoked it. What's wrong? So that'll be a line out. That'll be a pop fly there to left center. And I missed it. That not only was that playing right center by Janelle, awesome. It was outstanding. She doubled up Kara at first base. So thank you for my lovely assistant Adriana pointing out that was a home run that tied up the game. And at the end of the second, our score, 1-1. So a fly out to left by Jenna is the first out of the third inning. So here's Janelle, and a little bit of a flubber job there by Katie G, who wasn't able to handle it smoothly, and Janelle is going to reach via the error. So 1 out, 1 on, 1-1 here in the top of the third. Smoke to left center and dropping down for Elaine as she will reach first on a base hit, and Villandry continues to make contact, make solid contact. It's obvious that they are in the finals here for a reason, and one of the reasons is they can hit that softball, making really solid contact. So we're back at the top of the order. Here's Michelle. She lined out to the shortstop to start the game, but you remember that first inning, or maybe you don't remember the first inning, but there were some hard hit balls, and that's what happened to Michelle in the first inning, as she had a couple that were just foul. She's trying to kind of straighten that out. This top half of the Villandry lineup is outstanding, loaded with left-handed power hitters. And that'll be a ball. So we got a 1-1 count with 1 out. And 2 on. So both teams kind of feeling each other out early, and a tremendous play, doubled up, the play of the game so far, bing, bang, boom. KDB continues her outstanding glove work there, making a sliding catch and then doubling up Janelle at second. Holy cow, was that sensational. We have seen some jaw-dropping glove work by Tony's Pub, and in particular KDB, who doubled, has made 2 web gem level plays in the field. And so as we move to the bottom half of the third, we remain deadlocked at 1. Mark that play down as one to remember. There were 2 on and 1 out. If that ball drops, or even worse, because Katie is taking a big chance there by going after the ball and not kind of protecting a short hop that might get to the fence. So instead of maybe a big inning, maybe bases loaded, 1 out, it's just like that. Tony's Pub is batting, and Courtney will take her first cuts of the ball game. So you may hear some excitement as these 2 games at once at Harry Ball Field, and you might hear the other field reacting as that game is going on right alongside us. That's the B League Championship. This is the A League Championship, and there is going to be a base hit for Courtney, and she'll leg it out, as really there was no chance for the shortstop, Tawny, to make a play there. Just had to knock it down. And so with nobody out and 1 on, Lauren will come to the plate. And we'll see what Tony's Pub has here at the bottom half of the lineup. Traditionally, especially in softball, your first 4 or 5 batters are very, very strong. As a line out there, close play at first as Tawny tried to double up but was unable to, as Lauren lines out. But as I said, traditionally, especially at this level of softball, you have lineups that are very strong, top-heavy, if you will, and then the bottom half is, there's a little bit less power and less skill. Players kind of the grinders of the team kind of reside there. And as a pop-out, very nice play circling under is Jen. What a fine play there by the third baseman, Jen, who gets Adriana to pop out and for the second out. So here is Gabby. And Gabby will bat with 1 on, 2 out in the bottom of the third, and a 1-1 tie here in the championship game of the A division for the Celebrate Life Through Softball tournament. As we come to a conclusion here of the 3-day event, we started on Friday night. SportsAtoZ covered that action for you. We covered the opening ceremonies as a line out there for Gabby puts an end to the inning. And so after 3, our score Tony's Pub won, Villandry's won. We'll be back right after this. You are watching Sports A to Z, where we cover sports positively. So here is a fair ball and a long single there for Carey as she gets things going here in the top of the fourth. Carey's now 2 for 2 in the game. She singled in the first. And I'll tell you, folks, these, Carey, Jessica, Tawny, and Kristen, this is the murderer's row for Villandry. And I'll tell you, Tony's Pub was fortunate to hold the 1 run the first time around in the lineup. This is a left-hand heavy lineup in the middle, and they can rake. That's a pop fly. She got under it a little bit, and gobbling it up in center field is Katie B. Katie B can catch them and throw them. Katie B is a defensive specialist. A tremendous all-around player, Katie B. But Katie B has shown us what she can do with that glove as she's made the plays of the game so far. And to deep to right, back, gone! Bing, bang, boom. Tawny explodes and smokes one to right center to break the 1-1 tie. Bing, bang, boom. Holy cow, that ball was positively obliterated to right center. I'll tell you, I said it, folks, that, this Carey, Jessica, Tawny, and Kristen part of the lineup is scary. They can swing those sticks. And here's Kristen. She doubled in the first inning. And she's a threat to go deep. I'll tell you that. Wow, this place is buzzing. That ball, there's a good thing that there is a mesh protecting the field B, field A, because that would have maybe hit the pitcher in the head on the other field. That was, holy cow, that was smoked. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting to see that at all this weekend. That was special. And there's another one, deep to right. This one's even further. It lands on field A. Bing, bang, boom. Kristen and Tawny go back to back. Holy cow. And Kristen says to Tawny, anything you can do, I can do better. And Jen Carter's pointing to me as if to say, did you see that? And I'm saying, oh, I sure did. W-O-W. Woohoo! That ball was blistered. And the back-to-back home runs opens up a 4-1 lead for Villandry's. And keeping it going here is Jen, as Jen smokes a bingle to right field. Wow, I tell you, I have seen a lot of home runs in my day, but I don't know if I've seen a back-to-back jobber in women's softball that's been that impressive. Wow. So here is Lindsay, and little fielder's choice there for Lindsay, as she can't get one through the infield, and so that'll bring up Kelsey with 2 out and 1 on as Harry Ballfield continues to buzz about those back-to-back home runs by Tawny and Kristen. So that's why this place is packed here today with fans coming out to see something special like that for a special event benefiting opiate abuse and the scourge is it? Scourge. The plague on our society that it has become. And hats off to Celebrate Life Through Softball Foundation and Jen Carter for doing their part to help out. So 2 outs, 1 on, and a little pop fly. Obviously, that'll be gobbled up by KDB. Yep. And that's the end of the 3rd inning, but the damage is done. At the end of the 4th inning, but the damage is done as back-to-back home runs by Tawny. Boom. And Kristen. Bang. So here we are to start the 2nd inning, and there is a deep fly ball to right center, and it gets down as Kelsey starts off the top half of the 5th with a 2-bagger as they continue to put the pressure on Tony's Pub. I could sense it early on, when you see players take cuts like they did, like Villandry did the first time around, especially the meat of their order. This team can rake, and they all can. As a line out there by Laura is the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Lindsay. She reached on an error in the 2nd inning. And so with 1 on and a runner in scoring position, we'll see the bottom half of the lineup. We'll see if they can contribute and kind of pick up where the top half left off. And so that's going to be a base hit as, that's not what you want to see, as the shortstop, Kara, kind of did a split and stayed down. And sometimes, hopefully that's just a little bit of, sometimes that scares you a little bit. When you go down and go down quick like that, sometimes it kind of spooks your brain, and your brain says, am I hurt? Am I hurt? And you kind of then get down, collect yourself. And I think that might have been what happened there with Kara. Kara's a tough player, and she knows what she's doing out there. So a little bit, maybe we have a pinch hitter or something. Not really sure what the issue is here, as I'm wondering if that's Tony out there. Something seems to there be at issue here. And usually when you see something like this, it's that somebody might have batted out of order. You see the manager for Villandry kind of coming out, and now they're all kind of discussing. I'm gonna bet that that's what we've got here. We've got an issue with the roster that Villandry has is different than who is batting. Positive community and team success. Make a difference with Sports A to Z. So here we are to start the 2nd inning, and there is a deep fly ball to right center, and it gets down as Kelsey starts off the top half of the 5th with a 2-bagger as they continue to put the pressure on Tony's Pub. I could sense it early on, when you see players take cuts like they did, like Villandry did the first time around, especially the meat of their order, you know this team can rake, and they all can. As a line out there by Laura is the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Lindsay. She reached on an error in the second inning. And so with one on and a runner in scoring position, we'll see the bottom half of the lineup. We'll see if they can contribute and kind of pick up where the top half left off. And so that's going to be a base hit as, that's not what you want to see, as the shortstop, Kara, kind of did a split and stayed down. And sometimes, hopefully that's just a little bit of, sometimes that scares you a little bit. When you go down and go down quick like that, sometimes it kind of spooks your brain, and your brain says, am I hurt? Am I hurt? And you kind of then get down, collect yourself. And I think that might have been what happened there with Kara. Kara's a tough player, and she knows what she's doing out there. So a little bit, maybe we have a pinch hitter or something. Not really sure what the issue is here, as I'm wondering if that's Tony out there. Something seems to there be at issue here. And usually when you see something like this, it's that somebody made it batted out of order. You see the manager for Villandry kind of coming out, and now they're all kind of discussing. I'm gonna bet that that's what we've got here. We've got an issue with the roster that Villandry has is different than who is batting. So now everyone's kind of getting involved. We see here the tournament director, Jen Carter, is here kind of making sure everything is settled. And maybe my crack assistant, Adriana, can kind of help us out. I'm not really sure. So okay. So, well, it would appear that Villandry is using a courtesy runner, and it's possible that Tony's has taken issue with that, and this is where you get into kind of the minutia of the rules. And even though this is a charity event, this is fierce competition, and these players are trying to win a championship here. And anytime you put a championship on the line, that's why you got to make sure you have rules that you have intact and that address every issue that might come up. Because I'll tell you, as I said, these players, this means something to these players. These players want to win this game. Sure, this is for charity. Sure, this is a fun event and a event that the competition isn't the full focus, but I'll tell you, it's a focus, and that's why you got to have all your I's dotted and T's crossed. And I can tell you that Jen Carter is someone that's gonna have that taken care of well beforehand. So, maybe we'll see if we can maybe in between innings, we'll see if we can get Jen over here to kind of explain to us what happened there. But at any rate, we're going to play ball as a new pitcher now for Tony's Pub or not. I'm a little confused. All I do know is with 1 out and 2 on, batting is Jenna. And that should be number 10. It is. So, I'm doing outstanding with these lineups. 2 on, 1 out. Top of the fifth in the championship game. 4-1 Villandry. They're trying to tack on more. And coming right back after that little scare. Ooh, double play. Wow. Outstanding glove work there as the old 6-5-4 double play ends the inning. Wow. Holy cow. As Jenna is retired on the 6-5-4, and we move on to the bottom of the fifth with our score here at Harry Ball Field. Villandry's 4, Tony's Pub 1. And we're back. Tony's Pub is going to try to get something going before it's too late, as we head to the top of the order, and this is Ashley. And, this is going to be a big inning here for Tony's Pub, as a fly out by Ashley is not what they wanted. As these are 7-inning games, and whether or not you can, you don't know whether this is going to be the last at bat for the meat of your lineup. These are big outs here for Villandry. This is what you call your high leverage. In softball especially, when you got players that can rake like this, any out you can get here is huge. That's the new thing in all forms of baseball now. Creating outs, getting outs, they're gold. And preventing outs on offense, that's the whole name of the game. That's why you're seeing, and we just see a walk there, that's why you're seeing an emphasis put on walks, on base percentage. Your goal as a batter is to not make an out. So here is Katie B, who's done it with her glove so far. And she lined out to right. And she's going to take a strike here, and does. So 1-1. And I think that Villandry is going to be very choosy with where they throw these pitches. And there's a base hit, a line drive by Katie. And look out, folks, because here comes Tony's Pub. Katie B lines to center, so 2 on and 1 out. And here's Kara. She lined a single. Katie B, the softball head coach at Endicott College. She can play, folks. And there is a line out. Oh, boy. I'll tell you, Kara lines out to center and doubling him up at third base with the play of the game. A tremendous throw from the center fielder. Bang, bang, boom. And the side is retired for Tony's Pub. And after 5, our score, 4-1 Villandry's Pub.
Promote your program and showcase your team's success with Sports A to Z. Positive.
And we're back. Tony's Pub is going to try to get something going before it's too late, as we head to the top of the order. And this is Ashley. And, this is going to be a big inning here for Tony's Pub, as a fly out by Ashley is not what they wanted. As these are 7-inning games, and whether or not you can, you don't know whether this is going to be the last at bat for the meat of your lineup. These are big outs here for Villandry. This is what you call your high leverage. In softball especially, when you got players that can rake like this, any out you can get here is huge. That's the new thing in all forms of baseball now. Creating outs, getting outs, they're gold. And preventing outs on offense, that's the whole name of the game. That's why you're seeing, and we just see a walk there, that's why you're seeing an emphasis put on walks, on base percentage. Your goal as a batter is to not make an out. So here is Katie B, who's done it with her glove so far. And she lined out to right. And she's going to take a strike here and does. So 1-1. And I think that Villandry is going to be very choosy with where they throw these pitches. And there's a base hit, a line drive by Katie. And look out, folks, because here comes Tony's Pub. Katie B lines to center, so 2 on and 1 out. And here's Kara.
And we're back. We are
Top of the fifth. Bottom of the fifth inning. Nope, can't be the bottom of the fifth because Tony's Pub is the home team. So it's got to be the top of the sixth. It is. And a base hit there for Janelle. And Villandry gets going. So I'm here. I've got the tournament director and founder of Celebrate Life Through Softball. Whoa, there's a smoke base hit, and I'll tell you something, Villandry is feeling it right now as back-to-back singles, and they've got something going as they come to the top of the lineup, and Michelle. So we're going to wait. We're going to get to our tournament director once things settle down here a little bit as we've got something going as we got to play at the plate now, and out at the plate, a tremendous relay. Taking the tag is Colleen, and the action continues to sizzle here at Harry Ball Field in Beverly. Holy cow! This Tony's Pub says we're not going down easy tonight. Wow, a beautiful relay, play at the plate, and a loud first out. So second and third is there's a little pop fly, and unable to make another outstanding play is let's see here. That is Colleen. Yes, thank you very much, tournament director. And we're gonna get to Jen Carter in just a second. Ooh, smoked! Base hit to right field. That's gonna plate 2. As coming around to score is, I believe that was Elaine and Michelle, and just like that, it's 6-1. W-O-W. The left-handed lineup continues to blister balls and make plays for Villandry. There's a fly ball that's not going to quite have it. Short field, a nice little play there as Tawny flies out to right center for the second out, and so we have Jessica at first and 2 in this inning, and here is Kristen, who
hit a ball that's still in orbit and should come down somewhere around Wednesday. Holy cow, that was one of the hardest hit balls I've ever seen in my life. So 2 out. Tony's Pub is going to have to make sure that they halt the brakes on Villandry's offensive assault, and it has to happen right now. And it's going to go off the glove of the magnificent KDB, and another home run for Kristen, and bang, bang, boom, this game's wide open. So, doing it again with her stick is Kristen, who's now 3 for 3. 3 RBIs, 4 RBIs, and 2 home runs. Oh, have a game, Kristen. So a beautiful play. I'll tell you this, Tony's Pub can rake, and that's the end of the top of the 5th with our score 8-1. And so I'm here with Tournament Director Jen Carter. And Jen, tell me, have you ever seen a couple of balls hit that hard?
I've never seen anything like it. It's been like that all weekend. It's unreal. They've been hitting it into the other field. It's just unreal.
It really was. Yeah, I don't think I've really seen anything like that before. Tell us a little bit about what there seemed to be a little bit of not controversy, but a rules question. What was going on with that?
They were questioning a player got hurt. She was injured, and they were asking for a courtesy runner. But the tournament feels that if they're well enough to play, they're well enough to bat, courtesy runners shouldn't be used.
That's what we were explaining. The rules are the rules, and they're there for a reason. And this is obviously a charity event, but the rules are the rules, and the competition is important, and so is the integrity of the game. So good to see you on top of that, and it's just been a wonderful event, and all these teams that are in the finals, they've just had a great weekend, haven't they?
It's been an amazing turnout this weekend. I mean, between the traffic coming and going and the teams, everybody's just been great sports. They've been there's wonderful plays. The teams have really come. They've spent a lot of money for the tournament, for the charity. There's just a wonderful group of people.
Sure are. And so, Jen, as we get back to the action here, we're about to crown a champion in the A division. We thank you for stopping by and for letting us be a part of this wonderful event. And, we look forward to working together in the future.
Thank you very much for coming.
All right, and right on that, beautiful, another web gem as Jen gives me a little high five here, and bing, bang, boom, holy cow. They continue to throw the leather around here in the championship game as that was Michelle. Oh, gosh, that was a play. These players can play defense, I'll tell you that. So this is kind of Tony's Pub's last stand. Pina homered her last time up at the plate, and unfortunately there's no 7-run home runs in softball because Tony's Pub is kind of facing this is kind of their last stand here. As I don't know, you could get 7 runs in an inning, but more likely you're going to chip away, maybe get 4 and 3, something like that, and it's going to start with base runners, and that's why I tell you it's a wise walk there by Pina, because they need base runners. They don't need home runs right now. You got to get 1 run before you can get 7. And right now the goal for Tony's has been to get 1 run. Their lone run has been the home run by Pina. And there is Harmless out of play for Colleen. She lined out in the second to the center fielder. And so what What a magnificent championship game. And there's a ball smoked to left center. It gets down, and stopping at second will be Pina as, whoa, oh gosh, what an arm there by the center fielder for Villandry, Jessica. Holy cow, Jessica can throw a cannon for it. These players can rake, but I tell you, more than the ability to hit, it's been their defense. Both these teams can really flash that leather. We've seen it really got kind of started by KDB, who doubled someone off in the first, made a few great plays. She really wanted to make that play on that second home run by Kristen, and was quite upset about it. But she's got nothing to say. She can really throw that glove around. Oh, and right on cue, a magnificent play in center field by Jessica. Bang, bang, boom. They continue to play defense here at Harry Ball Field at an elite level. Wow, W-O-W. These girls can play softball. Holy cow. So this is going to be Courtney. Oh, no, this is Lauren. I'm sorry. So we got 2 on, 2 out, and Lauren will bat. And she's kind of thinking of taking a strike. Maybe, a walk here is just as good as a hit. But she will get the hit. Gets one to go down. And stopping wisely at third is Pina. So bases loaded. So don't look now. But here is Adriana. Not to be confused with our own lovely Adriana, the CEO of My Family and SportsAtoZ. And she will bat. She lined out to the second baseman back in the third. So 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Bases loaded. This is kind of it here. Now you get it played a couple year and you're right back in it because you can score a lot of runs in softball. And she's wise to make sure they throw her a strike. Although it is 1-2. So here's the 1-2 pitch. And that's going to go to 2-2. And it kind of looks like she's going to make a strike be thrown. And a line shot, and there, a beautiful defensive play. Why not in a game full of them by Jen? And that'll do it for Tony's Pub here in the 6th. Our score after 6 is Villandry's 8, Tony's Pub 1. And we're back as the championship game of the A division is the last game being played here at Harry Ball Field, as the B division has been completed. I believe the black team went, so that's Trout moving. So Trout moving is the B division champ, and all that's left to be done here is to name the A division champ. And I don't think there's any doubt of who the MVP is, unless something dramatic happens here in the next inning. Somebody manages to hit a 7-run home run. I think that there's no question that Kristen is headed towards MVP, as she's gone 3 for 3, a 5 RBIs, 2 home runs, and a double. Have a game, Kristen. So here's Lindsay, and Lindsay laces one to center, and there is a rare mistake by KDB, and there's Lindsay will get on with an error. And I'll tell you something, the head coach Endicott doesn't make that mistake very often, as she has been as rock solid in the field as any player that I've seen playing slow pitch softball in a long time. So here is Kelsey. Kelsey 1 of 2, doubled in the 5th, and she pops up. And look out, wow. I tell you, I was holding my breath there as you saw Gabby go after that ball. That's where players can get hurt. These are tight quarters here. These fields are made for Little League first and not for superior athletes like we have here today, roaming around making plays. So here is calling off. Everybody is KDB, and KDB gets right back on track as she gives a little high five to her teammate in left field, Ashley, and the two of them have patrolled this field like spider women. And there's another chance there for KDB, and she pulls it in, and so 2 outs. She pulls it in for the second out. And now batting will be Jenna. And Jenna lines to left. Base hit gets down, and whoa! Hustling into second, because I'll tell you, these fielders for Tony's Pub, they will gun you down if you are not hustling. We saw KDB do it early in the game, throughout the old 8-6 force out at second base in the first inning with a laser. And you saw right there her teammates, Ashley, throw a cannon into second. So 2 on, and here is Sammy. Sammy is 0 for 1 tonight in the championship game. And Tony's Pub has, you know, they're down to a hope and a prayer, but they're going to need to make sure that just what happened, and that's that the lead stayed at 7. So after 6.5 innings, our score here at Harry Ball Field is in the championship game. 3 outs away from a championship is Villandry, who leads 8-1. This has been a magnificent 3 days for the Celebrate Life Through Softball. I finally got that name into my head, and I've enjoyed this tremendously. Friday night, we covered the remarkable opening ceremonies, and you had action Friday night, and then all day yesterday was the 2 divisions A and B, full slate of games, from 11 a.m. until the evening, and then today we had games starting in the afternoon, and the championship game kind of in the twilight hours, which is to me that's a perfect showcase for an event like this. And Tony's Pub is down to their last chance here. They're going to need 7 to tie, and 8 would win it. But you can't get 8 without getting 1, and you can't start it without a base hit, and that's how you do start it. And falling down for getting one down is Sam. So Sam gets things going the way it's going to have to be if it's going to happen for Tony's Pub, with a little beagle. A little beagle for Sam. And My lovely assistant points out while I have my head down. That was a foul ball. And hey, there you go. So I don't have to do anything to mark my scorebook back up. Sam E says, hey, listen, sports A to Z guy, I got your back. A little bingle to the left. So what I thought was a bingle is a bingle. And one on, nobody out. And a pop fly, that's not going to quite get to where you want it to be for Sarah. And so 1 out. And so 2 outs away from a championship is Villandry Blues. Villandry Blues? Oh, that's the color, yes. This is my lovely assistant. A long weekend. Long weekend at the Zwick House, the headquarters of sports. Hey, says Z. Sports, according to Zwick. And that looks fair. It is. A line drive gets down. And whoa, look at that arm. Holy cow. Wow. But it's not there in time. And so Katie gets the big hit. And now back to the top of the order. And I'll tell you something. Look out now, folks, because these are Tony's best players. And they can rake, all of them. And you could go a while without making it out. And you get a little something. You plate 2 runs without making it out here, and that 7-run lead is going to seem awful. Oh, whoa! Here we go. This could be it. It hit the runner. So. And she should wisely stop. She does. Okay, so chaos reigning at Harry Ballfield there. So it was a fly out to right by Ashley. Scoring on a tag up was Sam E. Then getting in a rundown was Katie G. And she wisely went back to third. So, 2 down, 8-2 now. Bottom of the 7th. Remember, you need to get that 3rd out. They don't just hand you the championship when the time runs out. You gotta get the last out. And here is Alicia. And she walked last time up. She's 0 for 1. She lined out a screaming line drive in the first. She lined out the second baseman. And that's a pop fly. I don't think that's going to do it. Camping under it is Jenna. And bing, bang, boom. Congratulations to your 2019 A Division champions, Villandry, who does it with the sticks and the gloves as they score early and often, led by the meat of their lineup, the kind of the 3-headed monster of Jessica, who was 2 for 3. Tawny, who had the first home run tonight, a blast to right, and then Kristen, who went 3 for 3 with 5 RBIs, 2 home runs, and a double. And Kristen is your Sports A to Z player of the game, and deservedly so, as the second was an absolute moonshot, which should be touching down back here in the Beverly area somewhere around Thursday. So you see, as both teams gotta get together, you play together for a long weekend like this, and even though if you lost the championship game, there's still a a sense of positivity, of community, of good things happening and going on. And so there's going to be really no frowns on either team, as this is an event for charity. But on the Villandry side, they've got to feel real good about themselves. As we mentioned about the broadcast, the standard of excellence here at this tournament over the years has been Tony's Pub. And Villandry kind of got to him early, often, kept him off balance. And, you know, I think the backbreaker, from my point of view, was the moonshot by Kristen. And, you know, you kind of see something like that. That's a muscle flex that kind of says, hey, get out of our way, or be careful of us because we're dangerous and we're super sensational. So that's going to be it for us in the championship game. For my partner, the CEO of My House and SportsAtoZ, Adriana Zwick, I'm Scott Zwick, saying thanks for being with us, and we'll see you around. Bing, bang, boom.